This week, former President Donald Trump will face a week of high-stakes legal battles, and perhaps one of the most significant and far-reaching cases starts on Thursday. The Supreme Court will begin hearing oral arguments on whether Trump can be removed from the 2024 ballot in November using the insurrection clause of the U.S. Constitution. Here's what Trump said earlier today about his mounting legal battles.
You've got 91 counts, felony counts against you. You've got 4 indictments. You could be in trial this year and you could get convicted.
You know,
do you think about that?
No, because it's all about courage. You have to have courage for the country. I would have, if I didn't run or if I was in 5th place, I wouldn't have any indictments. I wouldn't have any problem.
Joining me now is former U.S. Attorney and MSNBC legal analyst Barbara McQuade and national politics reporter at Axios, Sophia Cai. Welcome to you both. Barbara, what are you expecting to hear on Thursday, and how quickly might the Supreme Court decide this?
Well, I think it's going to be an absolutely fascinating argument, not only because the stakes are incredibly high, they could decide whether Donald Trump can be on the ballot and run for president, but because there are so many different legal issues at work here. Is he the president and officer of the United States? Was there an insurrection? Did Donald Trump engage in it? Is this a question for courts or for the political branches to decide? I think all of those issues are going to be on the table. So I think these are hard issues and interesting issues. How quickly? I hope that they decide this issue quickly, just because so many states are depending on an answer here. I know the secretary of my own state of Michigan has said, whatever you decide, for the love of God, just do it fast, because we've got to print ballots. And so to give clarity to election officials and voters who are engaging in primary elections right now, it is essential that people know the answer to this question.
Yeah, but you make a good point. It's actually logistics as well. Absolutely. Sophia, also happening on Thursday is the Nevada GOP caucuses. And you write this: Trump advisors and the Nevada GOP fear that turnout for the caucuses might not even match the 50,000 voters who've already voted early in the state-run primary. Sophia, what are you hearing there? What more are you learning?
Yeah, I mean, it's really confusing. You know, like you said, more than 50,000 Republican Nevadans have already voted early in the primary. And, you know, the concern is that, you know, that number, the total who come out for the primary will be much larger than come out for the caucus where Trump is participating in. And that is the only contest where his name is on the ballot. You know, he's not in the primary. And so, you know, for months, the Trump team has been trying to educate voters in Nevada that if you want to vote for Trump, you have to come out in the caucus. But it's unclear how well that's working. And we know, you know, they've also been concerned about the ground organization down there. They were concerned and upset with their own state director, who was kind of in charge of this. You know, she had advocated for the campaign to participate in the caucus system. And now it's a really chaotic situation where you have voters who have been calling in wondering why they can't vote for Donald Trump in the primary.
Interesting. Let me get to you, Barbara, about the March 4th trial start date in the D.C. election interference case, because that has now officially been delayed. What is the impact to Trump having the New York hush money case scheduled to go first now?
I don't know that there will be a significant impact. You know, there are people who think of that New York case as perhaps the least significant of all the other cases. And I think that is probably because it is unlikely to include any significant prison time. But the stakes in that case and the charges in that case are very serious. They revolve not just around illegal business practices, but an effort to really defraud the voters before the 2016 election by paying hush money at a time when that Access Hollywood tape was very much in the news. So I think this one is perilous to Donald Trump, perhaps not as perilous as the election interference case or the Mar-a-Lago documents case, which could bring with them some significant prison time. But I think some serious damage to his reputation nonetheless.